What if I told you you could retire like a king with $100,000? You can have personal chefs, places on the water for like $250. Yeah, you would be like, Larry, when did you become a grifter? What are you selling? What are you scamming me with? What if I told you it's true? The only problem is you got to relocate out of the United States. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Larry of the No Regret Show. I know people that relocated to Belize. I know people that relocated to the Philippines. I know people that relocated to Italy with 150, 200,000. I worked with them. They literally said, you know what? We don't like the direction of where the United States is going. We're going back to our country or we're relocating. Do you know the average person, self-made, I'm not talking about athletes, actors, rappers, people who win the lottery. I'm talking about self-made millionaires. Do you know they don't reach millionaire status till they're like 61? A lot of people, they're like, I'm not waiting till I'm 61. I'm missing out on my whole life. And then what? And I agree with that. What I'm about to tell you is some people, now I'm not telling you to do this, okay? But I know people that cashed out their 401k, a couple, where one person cashed it out, the other person left theirs growing. They cashed it out and they went to Belize. They're still going to be entitled to the Social Security when they retire because they worked. They still got their 401k working for them in the market. They use the address of an aunt and uncle. They just use the address, but they do everything online. They started little online businesses, whether it's social media, and they're living off of literally the money that they pulled out. They transfer it over there. They got little channels on YouTube. They do little, they sell stuff online. They got little websites. They buy and sell stuff on eBay. And they have personal chefs, man. They got cooks. I see videos of this stuff. I'm like, what? We do it wrong in the United States. We work our whole lives for stuff. A lot of other cultures, they don't look at it as they're working for stuff. They're working for their freedom. All right. A lot of other cultures, they work for their freedom. We work for stuff. So when you see other cultures, right? I'm just going to pull over. I'm going to make this video. Whenever you see like other cultures, right? They don't look at it as we want all this stuff. They look at it as we want to make as much money as we can so we can go back to our country. I got this sun in my eye over here. Because we can relocate to our country and we can live like kings. So I just want to give you an example, right? We went to Spain and we were in Madrid. A really good paella takes at least 45 minutes, an hour. A really good seafood paella. A paella is kind of like a jambalaya, a gumbo. A seafood paella comes with, lobster tails, prawn. Prawn is just a big ass shrimp. I'll tell you that right now. Prawn, like over here we say shrimp, over there they say prawn. So prawn, mussels, clams, scallops, peppers, onions, the yellow rice, saffron rice. They put it in the oven. And nothing's microwaved over there, yo. Everything's oven, wood burning oven, coal burning oven. When you get a piece of chicken, it don't look like a bodybuilder. It comes out a normal size piece of chicken. You'll be shocked the sizes of the food difference when you go abroad. This is why I always say you got to travel. It came out 4 people. My girl got white sangria. I got a bottle of sparkling Pellegrino. I was going to say Pellegrino. Pellegrino. I don't drink. The other 2 couples got a nice bottle of wine, red wine. Guess how much the bill was? Guess how much? Over here in the States, New York City, Miami, you're probably looking at $250, maybe $354. 160 euro. That's the price difference. We were in Madrid, or as they say, Madrid. We were in Madrid. And fresh seafood. And you're eating healthier, you're eating cleaner. When you go to a lot of these other countries, they're not fighting. We're angry here. When you go to these other countries, they're relaxed. The first day we landed, we wanted coffee to go. Oh, we got to get coffee to go. They said, whoa, 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 whoa. It's not called to go over there. It's called takeaway. They said, are you on vacation? Yes. What are you in the rush for? Sit down. We'll bring it to you. You know what they did? They brought us the coffee. They brought us everything at the table. We sat there. What are we in a rush for? We are there to have a vacation. Why are we rushing? Everybody is in a hurry. They're angry. Everybody wants everything rushed in the United States. When you go to other countries, you go to Belize, you go to Italy, you go to Greece, people are relaxed. When you speak to the people, they're nice. And here's another thing that I got to say. They don't look at you as black, white, Hispanic. They look at you as an American. If you're not born from their country and if you're not born in their country and you're not a native, you are an American. You're from Portugal and you're in Italy, you're Portuguese. They don't look at all the racism that we have. They don't have that. In little pockets, maybe, I'm sure you're always going to run into somebody with an opinion. But once they speak to you, we speak like we're angry. We're in a hurry. We want the bill. Like the first 2 days, we were like, where's the people with the bill? Well, we want to get out of here. We sat and relaxed 2 hours. What were you in a rush for? We're so programmed to be in a hurry. Do you know a lot of their people live into like the late 80s, 90s, 100s because they're eating better. They don't have high blood pressure. They don't have high cholesterol. They're not on all the processed foods we're on. With 100 grand, 200 grand, you could have a wonderful life in other countries. People are not coming here. They're really not. They did a study. More people are leaving the United States than coming to the United States. People are not coming here because they realize $1 million doesn't go that far here anymore. Think about this for a second. Future video on this. If you can pay $1,500 for a car, or you could pay $2,000 a month, you're probably saying to yourself, Larry, who the hell would pay $2,000 a month for a car? Oh, don't worry. I got a video coming for you. $2,000 a month. Do you know what $2,000 will get you I'm just going to say in Greece and Crete? You go to the island of Crete. Do you know what $2,000 will get you? A waterfront place, a car. You're pretty much damn near retired, yo. Like, you're retired with the good life. You see, when you go to these other countries, they don't buy the stuff we do. When I went to Italy, I was expecting to see Ferraris. I was like, everybody's gonna have a Ferrari, baby. Italy. The men were driving Fiats. They were driving, like, I know I'm gonna pronounce these wrong, Peugeot, Citroens, Clios. They were driving just normal little cars. They weren't driving these big Suburbans and Range Rovers. You would see maybe one Range Rover, but it was like a car service. Like, it was a shuttle. It wasn't even like the person's car. We're living wrong here, ladies and gentlemen. We are living wrong. So if you were discouraged about this whole $1 million fantasy, every YouTuber, whether it's a retired YouTuber or, but one of these flexing YouTubers, a millionaire, that don't mean a damn thing. If you could make $1 million, but if you have a $1.5 million lifestyle, you're broke. Okay. And who wants to be 65 years old trying to live? I get it, man. I don't want to be that age either. You could have the best of both worlds in another country. Why not think about relocating? Sit down with your spouse and say, babe, let's get a globe. Let's look at a globe. Let's do some research on maybe Belize, Prague. Ignore what you hear on the news. Oh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You go to these places. If you can grow up in New Jersey, Miami, New York City, and LA, trust me, it ain't nothing like that over there, man. They even say Kingston, so dangerous, Kingston. I was in Kingston and I'm riding around on a UTV. I came from the grill. We're chilling. We going to Kingston. Now, they were walking around with them things on them. But if you ain't looking for the rah-rah, they not gonna mess with you, yo. We ran into a dude, most gangsterous dude, walking around with the bang-dang on him with the banana clip. My man said, yo, you lost? We were like, nah, we're just exploring. Okay, yo, listen, ride around this area, but I don't recommend going down that area, okay? Don't go down there. I was like, why? Is it bad? Is it messed up? No, that the road's broken and you might get hurt. I was like, oh, all right. Stop believing what you see on the news. The world is a beautiful place. The news is set to scare you so you stay stuck in the rat race here. Go see the world. It's beautiful. Trust me. No regrets. Get it.